Another thing that the Son of God offers us through grace is something that we don't talk about quite as often. We focus on the forgiveness of sins quite a bit. But there's something else that Jesus offers us through grace. He offers to embody the law of life for us. What does that mean? Well, I want to read a verse first, and then we'll talk a little bit about it. John 14, verse 6 says, Jesus said to him, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Think about the old law, the law of Moses. How did people know the laws back then in that covenant, in that relationship? Well, all 600 plus of them were written down. They were written down, you could go, you could see them, and you were required to follow every single one of those laws. To not follow one of those laws would mean there would be punishment, sometimes very severe punishment. Think about with your family. How do you know the laws of your family? Is there a written down code, a book of laws and a code of ethics that you have to know and that you're quizzed on? No, it doesn't really work that way probably in your family. It's a little different than the law of Moses. You know the laws, you know the expectations because you know your parents. Or if you're the parent, your kids know you. And because they know what you expect, because they know what you want, because they know the path that you want for them, they know the laws. Or if you're the kid, you know the laws because you know what your parents expect. With Jesus, it's the same way. Jesus has laws, absolutely. He teaches us those laws. But rather than being a written down code of check your box so that you get into heaven, it's not about that. It's about knowing Jesus. When we know Jesus, when we love Jesus, when we follow Jesus and emulate Jesus, we live out the law that he wants for us to live. Yes, there are things that are right and there are things that are wrong, but we learn what those things are through the person of Jesus. And when we have a relationship with him, we know the way to live. When we are trying to be like him, we are being like the law wants us to be. And so let's keep our central focus today and every day on being like Jesus, who through his life shows us what it means to follow the law of God.